It is indeed a pleasure to have this privilege to play here for you. We intend to give you a very fine program, so just settle back, relax, and enjoy the moment.
Hey, what's up? Good morning. Sometimes I just start without the mic, without the arm being up. What's good? But I'm happy to be back for another morning. Trying to figure it out here in my humble abode, but we gonna get it together. How y'all doing? All right. Yesterday was good. It was a really, really, really good day. Let me make sure my music won't start up automatically. Yesterday was good, but we had some sort of streaming interruption. So for those who kind of stuck with it and rock with it, good morning, Justin. Thank y'all for coming back, because I don't know what happened, but it's life, right? I got my Ethernet cord set up. Like, I'm trying to make sure I avoid all types of like little tech hiccups. Hold on, I feel the crust happening. Gotta block these soup coolers, y'all. These big soup coolers. All right. How y'all doing? Good morning. Hey, Justin. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Jessica. What's up? Hey, y'all. Hey, Meg. Hey, Mara. Mara, I'm gonna call you, I have a nickname for you for some reason why. I don't know why I hit like a speed bump when I say your name. I'm gonna come up with a nickname for you. Probably gonna be like a code name. I think it's Whiskey Neat, because you got me drinking whiskey neat. So your nickname might be Whiskey Neat. Hey, what's up, D Bartlett? Yeah. All right. A lot to get to. I snuck up on you with interview today. All right. What's up, CHS Bryant? What's up? So we have an interview today at 8. This was like last minute. This is me standing at the island yesterday cooking dinner after a long day of both work and outside of work. Shout out to Leslie Mack. Leslie Mack is just you here for it. Leslie Mack is just someone who I look up to in organizing spaces. For those who've been following me for a while, y'all know Leslie Mack. You see her on Twitter. She's been organizing, and she's a digital organizer, and she's been that for quite a minute. She was a key part of the team that was Black Women For, the faction of Black women progressive organizers from throughout the country, but who helped Elizabeth Warren's campaign and help organize around the Black women's vote, especially down here in the South. But Leslie, she floated my name for a very special event yesterday, and I got to present for Black Lives Matter in Louisville, Kentucky. So I was super, super excited about that yesterday. I was nervous as hell, but it worked out great. So shout out to Leslie. I'm very grateful. And it just makes me hey, look who up cooking. I saw your photo shoot with New Moon Visuals. Hey, what's up, Amethyst? Hey, this superstar, y'all. Y'all better get in on the ground floor. But nah, shout out to it's just like yesterday just really has amped up this desire to talk to people who are on the ground making it shake. So today I'm going to connect with my sister girl, organizer with Black Voters Matter. She's in North Carolina. We call each other hustle sisters, because we just had an instant friendship when I used to work for BVM, and we still cool. And so Daniel Brown will be joining us at 8. On Friday at 8, we got Fernando coming through with the journalism. Y'all listen to me talk shit through this fucking wire, through these braces. Wait till you just hear such a brilliant, poised individual. This is just I'm always in awe to listen to Fernando in terms of sharing experiences as a journalist on the ground here, as a journalist in a Latinx journalist and all of that. So super, super, super happy. You know what? Okay, I'm trying to do better. Okay, let me check in on Facebook. Hey, Rajon. Hey, y'all. I'm gonna say hey. Facebook. It's until I get like an assistant to help me with this. Yeah. So what's up, Facebook? I'm trying. It's just two different worlds until this platform kind of makes it a little bit more efficient. All right. So we're gonna hop into today's news. All that so remember, I'm kind of comparing this show to like a wild ride, right? So sometimes we're going to careen, we're going to like turn the wheel, and we're just going to just make these hard turns left and right, but just rock with me. You got it, right? Y'all got this. All right, so let me switch up the view. Boom. All right, just to start off, this is the morning show, so I want y'all to start y'all day, get y'all day right. Started off with locally sourced weather. Shout out to all the local weathermen that we love, you know what I mean? But we're going to show some love to this situation right here, Charleston weather. 52 degrees right now. Let me hit refresh. I'm going to give y'all fresh news. Okay, 52 degrees, some fog. I think it's morning patchy fog, but today going to be another stunner. Like, I didn't get to go out and enjoy the weather per se, but I damn sure went out on this balcony and read for like hours after everything was done yesterday. So high of 80 degrees today, low of 55. Boom, that's the weather. Let's hop into our headlines today. Make sure you are using your library card to read the Post and Courier and the state newspaper. Make sure you use your library card. All right. So remember yesterday I said this, right? I said that the census apportionment data was about to drop, right? And so we see that. And I got another tab pulled up to help us. I did not do a deep dive on these numbers. Shout out to, you know what? Shout out to, y'all know my hack, right? My hack is go to Jamie Lovegrove's Twitter. That's your hack. If you don't have time, if you don't want to use your library card, if you don't got time, you ain't paying for no subscription, just go over there, Jamie Lovegrove. Let me see if I spell his name right. Oh, there you go. Go to his Twitter and he'll break it down for you real quick, right? All right. Jamie Lovegrove, politics, political reporter with the Post and Courier, right? So we're going to scroll down. I don't know what that is. Let's see what some of his, he's retweeting Avery. Yo, remember we talked about this story yesterday too, with as far as the FOIA laws in South Carolina, right? So make sure you check out that reporting. Use your library card to check out that reporting from Avery Wilkes. He a real one. Here you go, right here. So Jamie Lovegrove covered the census apportionment data here, right? And this also leads into the story that's making news in today's paper. So South Carolina gained population, but won't add congressional seats. That's interesting, right? As expected, South Carolina's number of congressional districts, 7, will not change after the 2020 census. Remember, also City Council was waiting on this data and didn't know how long it was going to take. So it dropped yesterday about, let's say, afternoon, I think, right? So yeah, we will not change. Our congressional districts will not change. In terms of size, in terms of number, right? The state added a seat after the 2010 census, so that's interesting. But at least we didn't lose a seat. You know, we saw who lost a seat. California lost a seat, right? I think Jamie had a thread. Yeah, we're gonna follow up on that. What is going on here? We're gonna follow up on a little bit, tiny bit of the Joe Cunningham news yesterday. Okay. Anyway, I thought it might have been somebody else from the paper, but there was somebody who broke down. No, it wasn't local. Someone who broke down the seats in terms of like how the apportionment data impacted some seats. North Carolina gained a seat though. North Carolina, our sister state, gained a seat, and that does matter. We have to look at the states to our north and south. And it does matter. Okay, yo, remember this story too. We didn't get into this, but this is the dude. Ooh, the sheriffs in this state. We're going to do a show dedicated to this specifically. I'm going to figure out who to engage with this. Shout out, I guess it's Joseph Craney. He's also an investigative reporter with Post and Courier. They did their thing with the firefighters, the fire departments throughout the state. Check out Joseph's reporting as well. I'm going to follow up on this story. We got to start talking about shit. This shit has been making national news forever, right? We've seen John Oliver. We've seen people just talk about the sheriff's departments, the various sheriff's departments, and how corrupt they are, and how they wear blackface, all this crazy stuff. We're going to talk about it for sure, right? Oh, but down in the down in the comments, you on Twitch, you said Texas and Florida gaining seats, right? Also, yeah. Good morning. West Virginia, Ashley, did they gain a seat or West Virginia lost a seat? All right. So yeah, Joe, we talked about Joe. We're gonna give Joe a break today. I went on IG yesterday. I talked about the news some more. But guess what? You know, he announced his kickoff. Can you all guess where the kickoff is gonna be? Anyone? Let's play Blue's Clues. Can anyone guess? Oh, they lost one. Thank you, Ashley. Can anyone guess where Joe Cunningham's kickoff is gonna be? You got one guess. All right. Let's get to the paper. Get back to the paper. One guess. I'm gonna look for it. I'm gonna look for it in the Twitch comment section. Yay, Jessica! Yay! Y'all, I'm so surprised. It's such a I would have never thunk it. I would have never. I can't get this off. I don't know what's going on here with this. Anyway, morning highlights. Let's just scroll up. Okay, yeah, the Oscars happened Sunday night. I think Chadwick Boseman, a South Carolina, Anderson, South Carolina native. I think everyone thought that he was gonna get a posthumous. I can't even say that word, but he was gonna get an Oscar after passing away. Last year. Didn't happen. But yeah, so that made news. Some other highlights: with less than a third in South Carolina vaccinated, supply of COVID-19 shots outpaces demand. This is happening in West Virginia as well. So we're in a red state. We know that people who live in red areas and red states, people are skeptical of the vaccine. So they're making a political statement and not taking the vaccine, which is a bummer because it impacts us all, right? And we're going to get in some news about how COVID is still real here, right? We're not out of the woods yet. Let's go ahead, because this little thing won't go away, this ad thing. Let's go ahead to the front page of today's paper. Y'all came and chimed in with the brewery as the answer. Absolutely. All right, so this is the front page of today's paper in the Post and Courier. Again, the census data finds South Carolina added 500,000 people, but no seats. You know who I want to engage on that? Paul Bowers. If I might just shout him out, like send him like a Twitter DM just to ask him for some ideas on that. He's been very vocal about gerrymandering and redistricting and what the census data might portend for us here in South Carolina. So shout out former reporter with the Post and Courier, Paul Bowers. Paul, this is your warning. If y'all know Paul, to let him know Mika's about to come a calling. All right, let's scroll down. Number of vaccine, we just read this. Number getting vaccine dropped sharply in South Carolina. That's a bummer. It's a bummer. And you got like knuckleheads like KKK Corey. Shout out to my followers that share that information with me. You got knuckleheads like KKK Corey, a felon, someone who participated in the insurrection, literally dispensing advice to parents in a parenting group on Facebook, telling parents and telling mothers not to have their kids, wear masks to school, take your kids out of school. Like, this dude is dispensing advice, and he probably broke in your car. Like, but that's the sentiment, right? He's just one voice of many on the far right who don't want to take the vaccines, and it's out of sheer. Like, it's just politicized. It's not even based on science. We know this already. And I don't want to dehumanize people who are skeptical of, I don't even want to dehumanize the right, as crazy as some things can sound, right? Coming from that side. Just know that people just are really emotional about everything right now, about anything, and everything is politicized. Even though they've seen Trump, well, they didn't see him, but it's been reported that Trump has gotten the vaccine. They saw pictures of Ivanka get the vaccine. They said those were fake photos. She was sending a secret message. It's really wild how people that you know and work with and who teach your kids here in South Carolina, it's really wild how they really believe conspiracy theories over just plain old just facts and information. It's one thing to be skeptical about the vaccine. It's another thing to make it very political, and also just whatever. It's sad. So yeah, this is the front page of the paper. This is interesting. Post and Curry, what are y'all doing to the front page? Did Andrew Whitaker take this picture? What is this going on? Pink is before the dawn. I don't understand. Yeah, Andrew took the picture. Andrew's always taking pictures of the moon. All right. I don't know what that's on the front page. Maura Hogan wrote a piece. To his community, Bozeman was far more than an actor. Shout out Maura Hogan. Hey, Mara. Maura. I see how I can't say this name. It's not just you, Whiskey Neat. I can't say certain names. Shout out. But I do wish a sister or a brother could have wrote that. Hidden earmarks. Okay, that's the front page of the Post and Courier. Let's go ahead and transition to some video news. There's some things that grab my attention. This story, first off, rip about COVID-19. Like I said, we not out the woods, right? A lot of us are not out the woods.
We're starting with news out of Richland County as the Sheriff's Department has. We're starting with news out of Richland County as the Sheriff's Department has lost an employee to the coronavirus. She's 55-year-old Adrian Blakely Finizzi. She's a data control specialist with
55 years old, y'all.
The department. She joined the Sheriff's Department back in the 1980s. We're learning tonight that she died on Friday. Her supervisor says Adrian was the kind of person that started every day with a grateful heart and that Adrian had a personality that lit up the room. She added that memories that they have of her will forever be cherished. Funeral services are still being finalized tonight.
That's a shame. So yeah, it's not over yet, y'all. It's not over yet. I wanted to check out, see if there's any more statewide news that is important. Looks like an inmate died in McCormick Correctional, died of coronavirus. Again, it's not over. It's so not over. This is so sad. This is sad. I wanted to see if there's anything really pertinent. Before I switch to Charleston. Yeah, we already talked about Joe's official announcement yesterday. I don't think there was anything. Yeah, and this is well, let's just listen to the to this data. South Carolina grows by double digits again. And I want to bring up something. Shout out to my girl Kayla Gilchrist, who's no longer in South Carolina, but she floated something. She floated a nugget my way yesterday, and I'm gonna see if I can pull it up.
Well, the U.S. Census Bureau releasing population totals today. In 2020, the U.S. population more than 331 million, an increase of about 7%. Here in South Carolina, our state's population increased nearly 11% from 4.6 million people in 2010 to 5.1 million people in 2020. Despite that increase, though, the state did not gain any.
Let's look at the South again. Let's look at the South. Did y'all see that? Okay, let's look at that. I'm gonna go right back a little bit, real quick.
People in 2020.
All right. So, wow. So this is growth, right? This is 10.2% growth. Is that what we're seeing? Remember I used to share that video. It was from the Ford Foundation. Shout out Hunter Boone, who helped produce it, about the changing demographics of the South. And I also, too, if you've been following me for a long time, you talk about the reverse migration. I'm part of that reverse migration somewhat. A lot of black people, like millennials, or people who are like the older end of the millennials, that's where I kind of sit, whatever. A lot of us, like I moved down around about 9, maybe 10 years ago. You started seeing these trends, especially among African American adults, people relocating to the South for various reasons. I know states like North Carolina, Georgia, of course, have huge appeal for black people, especially the Triangle in North Carolina. There's a lot of people being drawn to the South there. I came here, of course, because I love Charleston, and this is where my daddy and them is from. But just keep your eye on this. You know, these shifts are very important. And look at the South. The South is changing. This is why the GOP is working so hard. This is why the GOP is working so hard to gerrymander, with their redistricting, with their voter suppression, is because the South is not going to look as binary as it used to look, right? Black, white. It's going to look really swirly, right? It's going to look really swirly, a little melanated. And not only that, not only just like color, right? It's going to look different in terms of culture. It's going to look different in terms of just different people from other areas, especially if you're wooing these big businesses and manufacturers, and we're not a manufacturing state, right? So what we saw, and y'all know this, y'all, you know, I think a lot of you have seen this either anecdotally or you can pinpoint this directly because you might be working in some sort of manufacturing adjacent jobs. You also seen that because we're not a manufacturing state, we've had to the Boeings and the Volvos and all of them have had to woo folks from those states that are traditionally, you know, manufacturers like Detroit, Michigan, Ohio, Illinois, Pennsylvania, some of the Pacific Northwest. A lot of folks have been wooed from those regions to come here and to have to have these jobs at Boeing, at Volvo, at BMW. You know, so it's funny how the GOP always like others, immigrants are coming to take your job. The undocumented population is coming to take your job. No, actually, y'all are wooing people because we don't have that job force. We don't have that workforce to pull from. That's skilled in manufacturing, and we saw that bear out with Boeing, with 2 major jets having catastrophic issues, right? So just keep your eye on the changing demographics in the South. That census apportionment data is very critical. I had a tab pulled up here through my job. I get a Political Pro subscription, so yeah, apportionment day is here. So if there's any little nuggets that I'll pull from this, because this subscription, it ain't no joke. I couldn't afford this subscription. Shout out Cypress Fund. But I'll pull some nuggets from this newsletter, and if there's anything specifically that pertains to South Carolina, I'll make sure give it a go. They did a state by state breakdown, and also this is a newsletter that covers a lot of different things. They even talk about governors. Yeah, we didn't even talk about that Caitlyn Jenner running for governor in California thing. They talk about Joe Cunningham in here. I was trying to find it. Could have sworn I saw it. Yeah, they talk about Joe Cunningham's announcement in here real quick, just a little blurb. But yeah, so that apportionment data is very critical. All right, let's bounce out and let's see. Let me go to, I'm gonna close this out for a second. And no, you know what? I want to bring that back. Yeah, Joe made some news yesterday. Someone was questioning, all right, I ain't even gonna say the right wing publication, but it's local. But I'm gonna credit, it's not me pulling it out of my butt. So just so people know that, right? But a right wing publication based in here in the Low Country mentioned how it was a flub. The rollout was sloppy. Now I know the GOP, they have their incentives for displaying anything that happens over on the left as a disaster. But what I read in this right wing sympathetic to white nationalist publication this morning is that like, oh, Tyler and those flubbed the rollout. I don't know if they flubbed the rollout. I think they said like the timing was suspect because of the Oscars. I don't think that was a factor. Y'all hit me up and tell me if y'all think it was a factor. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that was a factor. I don't know yeah, I would love to know this. What did y'all think of the rollout? Oh shit, it's almost 8. What did y'all think of the rollout? Y'all let me know that. All right, real quick, because it's almost 8. Let me, there was something I wanted to hit up here. Yo, this happened yesterday, yo. I'm like, what happened? So, it wasn't on the front page, but this is a tractor trailer, Highway 17. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if there were fatalities. I see, is this the Coast Guard here? Prayers up to anybody involved in that. That looks horrible. That looked horrible. If y'all have any information on that, let me know. For real. Let me see. There was an officer involved shooting here. Did I miss this? But let's watch this. Oh, here's the news on it. Here we go. It's in Georgetown.
On to traffic alert as an accident involving a tractor trailer closed the US 17 bridge over the Black and PD rivers in Georgetown. Officials say a tractor trailer collided with a vehicle on the bridge, which blocked the northbound lanes. The cab of the tractor trailer partially hanging over the edge of that bridge. Officials say the driver was able to get out of the cab without injury. A motorist in that car was taken to an area hospital with minor injuries. Officials say the tractor trailer is leaking fluid, but it has been contained.
Okay. That's good news. Yeah, let me see. Oh, right here. Let's click on this.
U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham giving updates on the COVID-19 vaccine, crab bank settlements, as well as other news today.
So I guess the GOP is going to try to work hard to maybe get some members of the Senate, Congress, whomever, to talk about the vaccine because the supply is just outpacing demand at this point.
They're talking about a lot of things. News 2's Katie Augustine live from where a vaccination clinic was held in North Charleston. And Katie, you joined the senator as he toured a few different places.
That's right, Carolyn, Brendan. Two main reasons Senator Lindsey Graham was in town today. The first, he took a walk down Shem Creek to learn about Crab Bank. The second, he took a tour of this MUSC vaccination clinic right here behind me. MUSC's North Charleston Vaccine Clinic, just one stop on Senator.
Again, trying to get these people to get vaccinated. For people who just want to reopen, you don't want to wear masks. You don't want to acknowledge this is real. Like, and you've got members of, of your party telling you, yo, it's okay to get vaccinated. Like, get vaccinated. No one,
For Lindsey Graham's Low Country tour.
All the volunteers, there are a lot of people who come out here. They're not getting paid a penny to help run this facility.
Senator Graham says the more people
What?
who roll up their sleeves, the sooner we get back to normal. He got his vaccine back in February. Since then, nearly 30% of South Carolinians have completed the process.
And I want South Carolina to lead the way in terms of vaccinations among the population and lead.
Oh, we ain't gonna do that. Good luck with that. Everything cool, y'all? Let me see. The chat is quiet, so just want to make sure y'all can hear me. Everything straight. All right. Looks like everything's straight. All right. I'm going to, before we got 4 minutes till Danielle's going to join me, and I'm going to, matter of fact, I'm going to move this over. All right. And I am going to start, even though she can be, no. Let me cancel. I ain't gonna start it yet because then I'm gonna mess up something. All right, so real quick, I wanted to hop over to why I invited my friend Danielle to the show. So basically, what I wanted to do is similar to what we did with Jasmine, right? Thank you. What I did with Jasmine, which is get someone on the ground. So for those who don't know, another black man was fatally shot by the police in our neighboring city, our sister neighboring city, our neighboring state, North Carolina. This was in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Why this really caught my attention? Of course, it's caught everyone's attention. We have a lot of prominent national figures who descended upon Elizabeth City. But for me, especially when I joined Black Voters Matter, one of my first assignments or some of the first bit of work I did was throughout Elizabeth City, and that's where I met my friend Danielle too on that trip. And when I tell you this community is so organized, this black community is so organized, so enthusiastic, so galvanized. And so I'm just gonna play a little bit of this. I got 2 minutes. I'm gonna play a little bit of this. We see Bakari Sellers, we see Attorney Crump. Who else is there? Roland Martin is there. This is a Roland Martin clip. A bunch of folks.
Just show the video.
So they're calling for I messed up. They're calling for the video to be released, and the police promised the video would be released to the family, and then they reneged. So hopefully we'll get an update today.
City, North Carolina, while all America is watching today, and all the world will be watching tomorrow, is to say, Sheriff Wooten, you don't need to say no more. Just show the video. Attorney Bakari Sellers.
Hey, how you doing?
This is so interesting to me. I'm gonna save my shit. Let me be good. And I'm not taking this lightly, but just some interesting things going on politically in this whole situation.
I wish we were somewhere else. I wish Ben Crump wasn't so famous. I wish we had a week where black folk weren't just dying
Amen.
at the hands of law enforcement.
Amen.
You know, I say often that only in this country can you have the trial of...
Kia, you ain't right. You ain't lying. Like, Crump is like the what's that dude with the Weather Channel cantor? Like, when he show up, it ain't really good news. And plus, like, yeah, I don't know, got, real grifter vibes. But let's proceed.
Derek Chauvin be interrupted by the death of Dante Wright, be interrupted by the death of Adam Toledo, be interrupted by the death of Micaiah Bryant, and now we find ourselves here in Elizabeth City.
All right, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back to this clip because there's some things there, but hopefully hearing directly from Danielle, hopefully that'll be illuminating. We can get some things there. If we don't have time, I'm gonna try to keep it on the tight 30 with Danielle. Let me see if she's gonna. I'm gonna open the meeting. Hopefully this works. Jared, if you're watching. All right, it's gonna pop up on my screen over here. All right. So we'll wait until we get Danielle in the house. Well, no, we're gonna keep that off. Cool. Yeah, we're gonna wait for a second. Okay. Zoom, I'm gonna tell her, she just texted me. Zoom room is open. All right, so there you go. Look, my prompt people. All right. Y'all can hear okay? Did y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? Okay, cool. Hey, girl. Look at Dress for Business. All right, hold on. I'm gonna try to turn my camera on. Hold on.
You don't want me to stand up.
Okay.
It's just from the waist up.
I got you. All right, let me see if it shows up now. Boom. Boom. Okay, that's that echo going on, but that's all right. What I'm gonna do is, so that's me. I'm gonna change the view. All right, so you'll see me like this on my Twitch platform, Danielle, but I'm gonna reduce it so that we just see you. Boom. Yeah, or see you more prominently. How you doing, sister?
Don't feel good today. Like, I think my body is finally catching up with me.
And that's why so your exhaustion is my content, and I hate that. And so after we get off, we're gonna talk about how I can show up for you. For real, because I know you've been through it. I just walked my viewers on Facebook and on Twitch. I just walked them through just a smidgen of yesterday's press conference with Bakari Sellers, Roland Martin, everybody out there. Can you just catch people up? Like, start from square one. What's going on in Elizabeth City? Why are people rallying? What's going on?
So last Wednesday morning at about 8:30 on Wednesday, and let me just kind of give you a background about Elizabeth City. Elizabeth City is this big. Everybody knows everybody. For the longest, there was only one high school, one middle school, so everybody grew up together. If you were in any of the surrounding counties, up until probably about, maybe 10, 20 years ago, you were all born in the same hospital. I mean, that's just the dynamic of the town and of the area.
Predominantly Black, like historically Black, right?
It is about in the city about 38% Black.
Okay.
Everybody pretty much polices themselves. Like, nobody comes to those neighborhoods. Nobody, if you want anything done or whatever, Black folks take care of themselves. They do it together, no matter what it is. Even if, folks are beefing, they'll come together to get something done, or whatever. 8:30 in the morning, apparently there is a warrant that is being, quote unquote, warrant being served. And I say that with air quotes for the simple reason that at this point in time, they can't seem to find the warrant. And yeah, that's a whole nother ballgame. So with all of that being said, they're serving, quote unquote, serving a warrant to Andrew Brown Jr. And ultimately, not really sure in between what happened, but ultimately he gets in his car and he is attempting to leave, and basically, he's then executed. Because that's ultimately what it is.
Yep.
You are shot from behind in a moving car, which is completely illegal.
Whoa. Shot from behind in a moving car.
Yes.
That is ridiculous.
Hands are on the steering wheel. You are shot from behind in a moving car. And the video that they showed, quote unquote, yesterday, the 20-second snippet video that they showed yesterday, basically shows him with his hands on the steering wheel. And so, you're not, that like the lawyer said, you're not fidgeting, you're not trying to find anything, you don't have anything on you, anything of that nature. Your hands are literally on the steering wheel. This is a man of 10 children.
Wow. A father of 10. That's crazy.
Yeah, father of 10. Everybody knew him. Everybody, everybody knew who he was. Like we've all said, regardless of what it is, we all have baggage. We all have things that, we've done that, we're not proud of. Yeah. But when it's all said and done, this man did not deserve to lose his life. You did not find anything on this man. You did not, you literally, they said that people that witnessed them opening the car door after he was shot, literally said they opened the car door, he fell out of the car.
Wow.
And they would continue to search the car, like ultimately stepping over him to continue searching the car.
So yesterday's press conference, I know where I caught it and I didn't follow up in the evening was they weren't releasing the dash cam or the body cam footage. So they did eventually release, and I heard that they were trying to redact certain parts of the footage. Was it released in full, or these clips that you're talking about? No.
So what happened was it was scheduled to be released at 11:30. And basically they got I think an email about 10:26 or something of that nature. The attorney did that basically stated that they needed to redact some things. It was not ready.
Wow. So the family didn't get the chance to see the raw footage.
No. So ultimately, what they saw at 1:30, because they did have a video at 1:30, was a 20-second snippet of what happened. And it was from one body cam, not from any of the dash cams that were out there or any of the other 7 officers that were out there with their dash cams, with their body cams as well.
Oh, wow. So
but we currently have a bill on the floor, SB 510. If that bill was in current legislation right now, we would not be going through all this, because that bill basically states that you have to release a body cam footage within 48 hours.
And see, this I'm sorry to cut you off, but this is the part of why I brought you on this show, is because this is something I've been advocating for here. We signed some pretty crummy, to put it lightly, I don't want to curse too much on you because you saved, but we had some pretty crummy body cam legislation passed here back in 2015, and we're seeing like they're not obligated to release any body cam, some dash cam, all that stuff is happening right now, and this is why it's important. So you currently have legislation poised to be passed that could help mitigate situations like this in the future.
Correct. Oh, man. Absolutely. Correct.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, the other reason why I want to bring you on is, I saw all of the high profile people, Bakari Sellers, Reverend Barber, Crump, and then I saw some people. This is how I know to call you, because I saw Black Voters Matter swag and signs and masks and polo shirts everywhere. right? I think it's the head of that. Remember when we first met, Danielle, and it was the NAACP meeting? Like, was that him? Was that the leader that was in that room when we first met? No, that's not him. Okay, but so tell me what you've been doing on the ground from a Black Voters Matter perspective. What have you been actively? Because I know you do more outside of Black Voters Matter too, because you're embedded in everything. But tell me what you've been engaged in terms of how to fight this issue or how to advocate for Andrew Brown and his family.
So we, we've been on the ground in Elizabeth City. The great thing about, like I said, Elizabeth City, it reminds me of the small town that I grew up in. Every time I go there, I get fed, girl. So, girl, when I say they bring out the grills, they bring out the grills when I go there.
That's why my ass is so fucking fat. Excuse my French. I'm telling you, that when I went there, that city is like one of the most slammingest places to eat. Like, it ain't no joke. Seriously. Yes. Go ahead. Keep talking.
So everybody there, like I said, everybody there, they welcome you with open arms. Elizabeth City houses Elizabeth City State University, which is an HBCU. Now, mind you, Elizabeth City is right there on the border of Virginia, so they don't get North Carolina news. Everything comes out of Virginia. Okay. Like, they don't really, it's kind of like that little section of the state that just is out there. But again, they're there, and every time we go there, we are blessed to be in that city. So literally when everything happened on Wednesday, my phone started blowing up of, hey, look, what are we going to do? What is happening? What is going on? What do you know? And I'm like, let me get in touch with my partners. We have 3 amazing partners that are on the ground there, that live there. Again, they know this person, they live there. And so we were like, okay, the crazy thing about it was we were scheduled to be there anyway. We were scheduled to be there this past weekend for a vaccination clinic, because vaccines have been a big thing that we've been doing here in North Carolina with Black Voters Matter. Okay. We were scheduled to be there. And so it just kind of all organically worked itself out. And we loaded up. We have the mini baby bus. We loaded it up and we went there, and literally everybody was decked, they were decked out. They marched 5 miles in the rain on Saturday. Wow. It looked like a Black Voters Matter protest or march, but it was not. It literally was the community, but it was raining. Okay. So everybody had the hoodies on. Okay. So everybody was, but the fact that we have such a presence there, just even prior, it didn't take this for us to have a presence there. Right. So, we've been telling people all along, first of all, if you don't know anything about Elizabeth City, then the first thing you need to know is that once you're there, you're there. Right. There's no getting out of that. Once you're there, you're there. And they have been doing this with or without us for the longest. And they don't need people coming in telling them what to do. They don't need people coming in trying to ensure that they are quote unquote meeting the stipulations of the way other people do things. They've been doing this for a minute by themselves. Wow. When people started getting threatened, the other night, they called in their own security. They wasn't playing. They were ready to go, because they are used to not having this type of, attention. They're used to just doing this on their own. If this had not happened less than 24 hours of that verdict, this would be a case number 7 of an unsolved Black murder. It would have been swept under. And I'm so grateful to you for helping people understand what this city looks like, how small it is, how insulated it is. Because you're right. Had it not come on the heels of not just, of course, the Chauvin verdict, but the Daunte Wright funeral and the Ma'Khia Bryant killing as well, now everyone is going to pay attention, especially in these Black cities. And that's why I think too, we saw Sharptons and everyone come to Minneapolis and all that, but the quickness of those people coming to Elizabeth City, y'all. And someone asked in a tweet, is it a military city? Is it a military town?
Is it? Would you call
They
it?
have the coastal like Coast Guard something out there, but it's not considered a military town.
Okay, no, okay. Thank you for this. Is somebody asking that question? Got somebody from Scotland tuning in, giving you some really good vibes. So that shout out. What is it, Captain Caddy Pants? I don't know.
I'll
but
put it like this: you have to go through Elizabeth City to get to the Outer Banks.
Yeah.
Like you have to go across that bridge. That's the reason why they've been shutting that bridge down at the base of that bridge, is because in order to go over to Outer Banks, which is where all the money is, you got to come through Elizabeth City.
Oh wow! And then you said they've been shutting that bridge down. What you mean?
So they've been protesting, and what they do is they'll go to the base of the bridge on their side of the bridge and shut that bridge down, so you can't get across. Like there's only one way in or one way out over to the Outer Banks, and that's through Elizabeth City.
What has been the police response to that type of action?
So the Elizabeth City police, and when I tell you guys, I know a lot of people have issues with police or whatever, but sometimes we have to uplift the ones that actually do right by us.
You know what, Daniel, it's so complicated because you're right. It's especially if they want to us, right? There's
exactly.
some, right? Well, and that's the thing. We can separate the systemic issue and what policing looks like versus the person. You have to do that cognitive. You have to do that. What you call that? Where you have to just entertain two things at the same time. Double consciousness. Yeah, yeah, it's real. I got you. Yeah.
So the Elizabeth City police have been really, really great. They've made sure that anywhere that we have been, or anywhere that protesters have been, anywhere that our crowd has been, they have been right there. Okay. They have been like, hey, look, if you go right here, if you go 10 steps over, I can't protect you right there. But if you right here, then I can, then we good, or whatever. They've made sure streets were blocked off. They've made sure people were taken care of. Every single night they have a stream of city cops that are going with the protesters anywhere that they go.
Wow.
So when they stop at the base of that bridge, literally they've been like, hey, look, y'all can't go. You can't go across here right now.
Okay.
Like, but you go across that bridge in the next county over, that sheriff has been on social media and has blatantly stated that, look, trying to antagonize people about, if come over here and see what you'll get, basically saying things in the nature of, trying to teach people how to run protesters over, things of that nature. That's right across the bridge. So it's two different worlds. So in that moment.
Danielle, I have a question from Letitia. Shout out Letitia Morrow, who's watching. And on Facebook, she asked a question: do you find all of those holding that press conference were helpful or harmful to the movement? It's a really delicate question. I know Black Voters Matters is working with a number of people that might have been featured yesterday, but how do you feel about all this high profile attention from a Bakari Sellers, from a Crump? Has it helped or has it hurt the movement?
I'm going to say it like this. I want to see where you're going to be at in 6 months.
Woo! Woo! Yep, that's it.
And I'll leave it at that.
Yep,
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, let's keep it cute. That's cool. That's good. That's good enough for me, because I think that's real though. When the cameras go away, where are you at? And like you said, this city, and I got the impression when I was there, my early days with BVM, I got the impression the city, the Black community really held itself together. It's like you ask one person where to go to eat, they know the person who works there. They know, everybody know each other. Everybody know who's showing up to watch the polls and to just, it was just very tight knit from my understanding. And so we know how people know how to hold themselves together. And so I hope that those people are going to be able to continue to do that even when all the attention goes away. Tell me what's next for you. Like, I know you said you're tired. Do you have a chance to rest, or today you picking right back up and hitting the streets again?
I am not scheduled to be back into Elizabeth City until later this week. I'm actually home right now. I came home Sunday night. I came home late Sunday night because we wanted to make sure that everything was ready for the sit-in protest that they had yesterday on the front lawn of the DA and sheriff's office.
Oh, wow.
With lawn chairs. Like we made sure we found every lawn chair we could find in Elizabeth City.
Wow.
So folks were sitting out there, and it let people know, as the partner called me and they were very, very appreciative. They were like, hey, it let people know we in here for the long haul. We're not moving. Like, we're not going anywhere. They set those lawn chairs up and made sure that everything was taken care of out there.
Who was the NAACP leader? He had Black Voters Matter polo on, Black Voters Matter mask on. I don't know if you know him. Have you said?
Yes, that's Keith Rivers.
Okay.
That's one of our partners. Keith is amazing. Keith has been holding it down from day one. Keith was actually the person that they called on the scene after everything happened. He was there by 10 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
So he saw a lot of what was going on. He also ensured, trying to, diffuse situations that basically the sheriff kept antagonizing by not giving answers and walking away and things of that nature. Like, he was there to make sure all of that happened. Yeah, that's Keith. Keith is, like I said, Keith is Keith is Keith. Keith is gonna make sure you're taken care of when you come to town, but he down to business, and he's gonna make sure that things, that this is not gonna go away, that this is not gonna get swept under the rug, and these other 6 cases that are there bring light back to them, because at this point in time,
there's
6.
Wow.
Yes. There's 6 unsolved Black murders. Here's my thing though. How many other rural communities are 365? Like, they didn't just pop up yesterday. They 365. Just like Black Voters Matter. We're 365. So my thing of it is, when it's all said and done, how many Black bodies have you found in ditches that have been unsolved that we're not talking about? Because it's in a quote unquote rural community that you're not paying any attention to.
Right.
Does it take all of this for us to actually get some type of attention to understand the dynamic that we are living with in these rural communities where the sheriff feels like they are above the law? Because that is in multiple communities. It's not just in Elizabeth City, it's all over. What does that say their name list look like when it comes to these Black bodies that have not had any type of justice in these rural communities?
Yeah, I think you're right. It made me think about the George Floyd incident. Like, it took the whole world marching, and that wasn't a rural city, but it took the whole world marching for us to really get a verdict, because you never know what would have happened if we didn't see that video, right, of Derek Chauvin. But then again, it took all of that, what happened with the George Floyd murder, and all of everything else for us to, like you said earlier, for us to even know what's going on in Elizabeth City and places like that. And it shouldn't take a Herculean effort. It shouldn't take all of that for us to know about these things. I don't know if all those deaths, those unsolved murders, were police related. Were there any of those 6 that you think were related to, I don't know if you know that for sure, or were they related to police shootings?
They were related. They were police related.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And actually, I met one of the families while I was in Elizabeth City, of them, who is, adamant about, look, I just, I want justice. This DA has yet to do right by me. This sheriff has yet to do right by me. This community, as far as politically, has yet to do right by me or my family. So when it's all said and done, like, these folks, this is real. Like, they've lost people, that and they literally, and there's been no answers, nothing. But the fact of the matter is, here in North Carolina, all 100 DAs, all 100 sheriffs are up for re-election in 2022. A lot of them have already written their pink slips. I'm going to need people to come out here and do some firing and do some new hiring, because this is ultimately we elect these folks. And this is our time at this point in time to, one, be able to educate as much as we're protesting, be able to educate folks in the community about these elected officials and what exactly they do, and take back the power that we've actually, ultimately, they've tried to take away from us. That's the first thing. The second thing is understanding these bills that are on the floor that people are trying to pass and trying not to pass, especially the ones that are going to benefit us and our communities in this policing. We wouldn't be going through some of this if we had the legislation on the books that we need to be able to push through some of this quote unquote red tape that they want to put up based off of their opinion and their thought process. And then 3, being able to remember that at the core of all of this is Andrew Brown and his family. It's not about us. It's not about the media. It's not about, because ultimately all these folks going home. Like I said, I want to see where you're going to be at in 6 months.
Right.
At the core of all of this, it's about him. It's about his 10 kids. It's about his new grandbaby. It's about his family that are literally suffering at the fact that that police sheriffs came onto this man's property and executed him without any just cause.
Right.
He was trying to save himself at this point.
Yeah, and no one wants to be arrested. I don't know why some people don't understand why people run when the police come. You might know that you said he's a father of 10. You said that he probably knew that he had something outstanding. Like, no one's trying to get caught up in the system. And once you've made contact with the carceral state, people don't understand how that just controls your whole life. Like, it really does. And so point is, no matter what he did, and you said this at the beginning, no matter what he did not deserve to die at the hands of police, just period. So I appreciate you, sis. I'm gonna let you go and wrap up. Please get some rest if you can. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you meeting this last minute request, because I needed somebody on the ground in Elizabeth City, in North Carolina, to kind of just tell us what's going on. And I'm gonna tie it into why we need to watch what y'all doing, so we can. Oh, somebody just followed. There's a big star on your face. I don't know if you can see it twirling, but I just want us to look at the work that you're doing, the work that you help lead, and hopefully it'll inspire leaders here to move accordingly in South Carolina. So thank you so much, sis. We'll say goodbye, and I'll talk to you via text message very soon.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
All right, love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Oh, so okay. So thank y'all for just just watching that. Shout out to Captain, is it Caddy Pants? Shout out. Really thought that was important. And yeah, if people thinking, I like to keep it hyper local, right? But I thought it was very important to talk to somebody on the ground. Thank you so much for listening, y'all. Sometimes when y'all quiet, I know that y'all listening intently, so I'm learning that. Thank you for just hanging on and listening. I want to play more, so I referenced this press conference. It's a long press conference, but I queued it up where we saw Bakari Sellers. Y'all know Bakari, who Bakari is. Youngest ever state. I think he made history as the youngest ever to be elected as state rep. All these other things that he did. Bakari, I believe his home base is in North Carolina, even though his daddy Cleveland is civil rights living legend, a civil rights living legend. His daddy Cleveland Sellers is just civil rights royalty. I hate to say royalty, but a legend. Orangeburg Massacre also organized as a part of the March on Washington, which y'all don't be known about. Also organized with SNCC, his dad. This is his dad, right? So Bakari, and we know we keep it real about Bakari here, but we're gonna listen. I got opinions. I got very strong opinions about everybody, and I encourage you to have some strong opinions about everybody, right? So coming off the heels of our interview right there with Danielle, North Carolina, senior coordinator with Black Voters Matter North Carolina. Let's play a little bit of this press conference.
And so I'm tired. But not very often in my legal career do I get the eyes of all of you all. And you know what else I'm tired of doing? I'm tired of grieving and crying. I'm tired of seeing the videos. Then we protest. Then we have a funeral. Then we have another shooting. We grieve, we cry, we protest. And so what I want you all to do today is a little bit different.
This what I'm talking about. I stuttered because I get excited. When you have a captive audience in the flesh, you heard Danielle said they pulled up with lawn chairs. They had action, y'all. They shutting down bridges. That's one thing, right? Those are planned actions. This is what you do when you have young organizers in Charleston. When you have people, sometimes you don't have to march around the city. Sometimes you could just hold court someplace and you can just give a call to action. This is what you do, y'all. Listen to this gangster.
I want us to destroy the system that keeps putting us in situations like this.
Come on.
That means I want us to make sure that in the state of North Carolina, they can no longer hide videos
Come on.
from individuals who need to see it. That means I want each and every one of you all to take out your phones right now, and I want you to Google the number of Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin.
Call them out. And see, that's how you take come on. That's how you take a national issue. Like, cause Sinema and Manchin, y'all think y'all got the party by a grip. Come on. We're going to check you. We're going to check you real quick, because y'all be holding up a lot of shit. And we need some really important legislation to go through. Right? Especially Sinema. Sinema get on my damn nerves. Manchin been Manchinin forever. But this Sinema chick, she's everything that's wrong with white feminism. She really is. She's such a basic ass bitch. It's just corny. She's a real big cornball. I think she's real. It's tacky how distasteful how she's been leading. It's tacky. It's one thing to be rogue and you know, oddball or whatever. Another thing to be very dismissive of people's concerns. Very, very, and like you do it because you've been empowered to do it forever. Cornball.
I want you to call them and ask them why they not signed on to the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act.
You got 2 Democrats not signing on to some watershed legislation. Check they ass nationally with that press.
Amen.
I want you to make sure that every United States Senator, Democrat and Republican, passes legislation so we don't have to be in positions like this.
Yeah.
You know,
hold them accountable. If you voted them in, your job is not over after election day. If you voted them in, your job is to constantly hold them accountable. Y'all, sometimes I think people forget this relationship. Like I vented about this a little bit on IG Live yesterday. The dynamic y'all have is like, oh no, we're rooting for our teams. It's team blue, team red. No, it's not about teams. It's not about rooting for people. It's about holding the elected officials accountable. Again, you're the hiring manager. Your vote. Your vote is the move to hire them, right? Once they're in their position, they have to keep their job, right? Most of y'all work, right? Most of you have had jobs. You have to keep your job, right? You can't just kill the interview, get hired, and then just not show up, not fulfill tasks. When these elected officials don't meet the requirements, don't meet your expectations, don't meet your standards, you have to challenge them. And this is why I mentioned IG Live, is because no one ever pushed Joe. Y'all told me to stand down. A lot of people, the Captain Saber Joes, told me to stand down. Don't criticize this guy. Oh, we got to get through this election. He got to beat Katie. Got to do this. Got to do that. Dude had one term, and not one time during that whole term did anyone push this dude left. Now, one time as he broke with the party, as he did all this other stuff, no one held him accountable. Like, nah, you got to show more courage. You got to show more courage. Not one person did that. And so this is the dynamic. It's not a team. You're not rooting for your favorite politician. You are holding them accountable. And when they get out of pocket, you gotta address it.
It's good to protest, but I'm tired of that.
Right. Come on.
I'm tired of it being cyclical, because I stand next to a young man who joins another club of black people who will not be able to grow up with their fathers.
My Lord.
10 kids, y'all.
And so I'm asking you to do something a little bit different today. They want us to go out in the streets, and they want us to get mad, and they want us to chant and march, because they know in 17 days we got to go back home.
That's right.
And it's going to happen all over again. It does not make sense that the North Carolina State Legislature can hide videos like this when all we know is that sunshine is the best disinfectant.
And so, like, this is
so I just want to see
this is my thing around the organizing efforts here. Where is, when the media is trying to get you to react, when the media is trying to get that jubilation, why are we giving them that moment? The media, that's all they completely did. They didn't, except for one outlet, no one printed or posted what I said at the rally that took place last week in Marion Square, right? No one posted what I said about making sure that we have access to dash cam and body cam footage. They wanted reaction. They try to dictate what the story would be, right? You have to control the narrative. You have to have efforts like this about what the priorities are, establish the priorities. You can't be out here just making noise, being a distraction to the moment because you're moving funny and you a distraction over here. because you out of line. You don't have no discipline. You don't have no message discipline. You don't have any personal discipline. So you're out here distracting, doing nutty shit. No. What is the aim and objective? What is the priority? Priority is the system. What did Bakari say? It's the system. Let's destroy the system that keeps us in this sick cycle. This sick cycle of protest, the sick cycle of fighting against, fighting to get access to information to exonerate our loved ones who've died at the hands of law enforcement. That we're stuck in this damn hamster wheel. And like I said this with the Confederate flaggers and all the neo-Confederates and the militia members who hold court on the Battery. At some point, we got to stop playing white supremacist whack-a-mole. If white folks want to do that, if Rita and them want to rock out, let Rita and them rock out. But the black leaders, you have to stop going for the easy bait and start really trying to build movements, not moments, right? Build a movement. And a movement does not look like what we've been seeing in Charleston. And take that how you feel. But we have to start getting more organized. And we've done the protests, right? Like we have to have more tools in our arsenal. Right, protest is one tool, and when you pull out that tool over and over and over and over and over again, it becomes less effective. Right, it's still very effective. It's still very necessary. And the other thing that I see too is, well, I'm gonna do charity work. I'm gonna do charity work, and then I'm gonna protest and do charity work. What are we doing? What are we doing? The charity work is cool, but like, what are we doing to actually to dismantle these systems that keep us in the sick cycle, right?
Video this morning, y'all got me off my schedule. The sheriff told me at 11:30 I could see the video, and it's past that, and I like to stay on a regimen.
So this was earlier in the day.
So I ask you all to just be patient a little bit more, because the truth is going to come forth. But while we are out here, I need you to get on the phones. And I want you to go ahead and call Joe and Kirsten. I want you to call every Republican senator or Democratic senator and make sure that they're passing policy so that these families don't have to be here like this.
Now, Lord only knows like how many national cameras or major outlets are here. I'm going to fast forward a little bit to when Bakari comes back, because then Crump takes over for a second, and then Bakari comes back to the mic.
Their phones out. I know y'all filming, but take it out. We're going to do something good. I got Joe Manchin's number right here.
That's what you do.
It's 202-224-3954.
Say it again. Y'all could do it too.
202-224-3954.
Do it again. He gonna say it again.
Call his office and tell him we tired of black folk dying.
Y'all call him too.
And then Kirsten Sinema's number's 202.
Say the number one more time for Joe Manchin.
202.
Write it down.
224-3954. And Kirsten Sinema is 202-224-4521.
D, thank you for that comment, right? It's a different twist. But that's the thing. That's how you leverage also. That's how you leverage the national news and national issues, right? We know that Kirsten Sinema and Manchin are holding up a lot of legislation. They won't vote to end the filibuster, which is racist as fuck, right? They're obstructing a lot of things, right? They're dinos, right? Democrats in name only, and so in some respects, hold them accountable. That's how you take that issue, and again, Bakari tied it directly to the legislation that they won't sign on to, the George Floyd legislation that prevents things like this, or helps at least remedy some of the issues these families deal with and contend with. And that's how you do. If you got everybody out there, everybody wants to live stream and everything. Fuck that, y'all. Press got it. Maybe one person on the team can live stream, but y'all need to take y'all phones out. Everyone's on their phone anyway. Take your phone out, right? Yeah, thank you, Justin. I know you like to reach out to people. I'm definitely going to call them. I'm definitely going to call today, right? So make sure, this is just what I want us to do this more. I want to see more of this here. I want to see more leaders, kind of take on this type of energy. No, we're not watching that and all that. So anyway, I think that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and call it. I have a meeting at 9, so I want to wrap it up and shove an Eggo waffle in my face. Yeah, this is just Joe stuff. Yeah, no one solicited, no one said anything in the comment about the rollout. Do you think that the rollout was good? Do you think that the video release was good? The Sunday evening announcement, do you think it was good? Or did you have any issues with it? I'm gonna switch flows real quick. I'm gonna switch the streams or switch screens. Yeah, I don't know if what y'all think. Y'all don't have to comment if you don't want to. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Start my work day. Thank you for rocking with me. Shout out to Danielle. She's always just got my back. I'm gonna have Danielle come back again, hopefully for better news. But if there is something that we need to follow up on what's going on in Elizabeth City, we're gonna do that. So shout out to Danielle and shout out to BVM in general. We'll keep talking to leaders with BVM to get a better understanding of the issues going on. But notice in some of these cities, Columbia, Elizabeth City, you see the BVM swag. If you see the BVM swag, I'm gonna call somebody who's on the ground to give us some insight. Okay, they starting to cut grass outside my apartment. You don't have to apologize, D. You can always watch it later on Twitch. You can watch it later on YouTube. So you don't have to apologize. Watch it when you can. You can watch it again later on Facebook. Shout out to the Facebook homies. Shout out Letitia for watching on Facebook. Everybody holding it down. All right, y'all take care. I will see you tomorrow. Again, Fernando will be with us on Friday at 8. So we're going to talk all things criminal justice. We're going to talk about that great video he got of confronting Joe Cunningham, Broham, on that flight. We're going to talk about that and his work, what that work was like. And we're going to talk, we're going to talk about some things. I sent him a little something, but I'm going to send out a newsletter with that information. You're going to see me start to promote that from now on. So, take care, y'all. Please stay safe. Black folks, stay safe. Make sure you download, subscribe to the Mic'd Up podcast. It's on Apple, it's on Spotify, it's on Google. Yup, I did a 7-minute rant. It's not perfect, but I released it like that on purpose. I could have written it out and scripted it and made it pristine. I made it that way on purpose. It was a rant. 10 organizer commandments subject to change. All right. Yeah. So y'all take care. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 7:30. Bye.